Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to discuss one of the important topic in accounting, and that is methods of depreciation. So before going for the further discussion about the methods of depreciation, first we need to understand the concept of depreciation. And for that, I have already uploaded particular video on concept of depreciation, and I also given the link in the description. So let's start the discussion about methods of depreciation. So when we discuss about the depreciation, the one question is come in the mind, and that is how the company is calculate the amount of depreciation. How the company fix the rate of depreciation. Is there any particular method? Is there any particular factor, or is there any uh, aspect that affect the amount of depreciation and that is responsible for the amount of depreciation? Yes. So the amount of depreciation is mainly depends upon the depreciable amount. What do you mean by depreciable amount? So depreciable amount means the amount that we have to charge as a depreciation every year, and this depreciable amount is again depend upon the methods of allocation. The methods of allocation means methods of calculating the amount of depreciation. So let's start the methods for the calculating amount of depreciation. So as we know, there are so many methods for calculating the amount of depreciation to provide the depreciation, but in India, two methods are compulsory by the law, and almost all the professional accountants follow that particular methods. So number one is straight line method, and number two, that is written down value method. Except these two different methods of depreciation, so many other methods are available to provide the depreciation. Names I given here, like as annuity method, depreciation fund method, insurance policy method, sum of year digit method, double declining method, and so many other methods. In today's video, we are going to detailed discussion about the first method, and that is straight line method. So we need to understand the concept of straight line method. So this method is very old and widely used method in accounting of depreciation. And this method is based on one particular assumption, and that assumption is the usage of asset is equal for the entire life of the assets. Now we try to understand the concept of this method. So according to this method, fixed and equal amount is charged as a depreciation in every accounting period during the lifetime of an asset. So here very simple concept is that the amount of depreciation is a fixed and equal for the every year, and that is depend upon the total life of the asset. Now the question is that why this method is called as a straight line method? So specific reason is there, and that's why this method is known as a straight line. That particular reason is that if the amount of depreciation and the corresponding time is plotted on the graph. It means if we plot the amount of depreciation on a graph and we get, it will result in a straight line method. It will result in a straight line. Suppose the amount of depreciation is 7.5, and if we put and plot this amount on a graph, okay, for the first year to 10th year, then we get one line, and that line is straight line. So that's why this method is called as the straight line method. Now the another question is come in mind, that is there any another name of this method? Yes, this method, it means the straight line method, is also known as a fixed installment method. Why it is known as a fixed installment method? Because the amount of depreciation remains constant from year to year up to the useful life of the asset. Suppose we have a 10,000 as a depreciation for the first year. So for the second year we have a same amount, 10,000 rupees. For the third year again we have a same amount, 10,000 rupees, according to this line method. So this method is known as fixed installment method. So this is the concept about the straight line method. But now, is there any formula or is there any steps that we have to follow to find out the amount of depreciation? Yes, there are some formulas available to calculate the depreciation, and the formula here is depreciation is equal to cost of the asset minus residual value divided by estimated life of the asset. Here the cost of the asset means the purchase value plus the installment plus the purchase expenses. So here cost of assets is equal to purchase cost plus transportation and plus installation cost of the particular asset. Residual value means scrap value of the asset, and here estimated life means the entire life period of the asset. Let's take one example to understand the formulas and the calculation. So example related to straight line math. You see we have the detail regarding the one asset. Details are the original cost of the asset is rupees 2,50,000. The useful life of the asset is 10 years and the net residual value is estimated to be rupees 50,000. Now you are required to calculate the amount of depreciation to be charged every year based on the straight line method of depreciation. So let's start the solution. So for the solution we need some amount. Okay. So first you are required to put the formulas. Formula is depreciation is equal to cost of the asset minus residual value divided by the estimated life of the asset. So here cost of the asset is 2,50,000, residual value is 50,000, and the estimated life of the asset is 10 years. So if we put all the values in the formula, we get 2,50,000 minus 50,000 divided by 10. If you are going for the next step, then 2,50,000 minus 50,000 is equal to 2 lakh. So in the second step, we have 2 lakh divided by 10. If we divide the 2 lakh divided by the 10, then we get rupees 20,000. So according to the straight line method, the amount of depreciation is 20,000. So it is easy to calculate. Now, one another question that I have here is, I seen that in annual reports of the company, in my previous studies, in the other practical questions, in the other books of accounting, I seen that there is a specific percentage or the rate of depreciation is given in the practical question, in the annual reports, in the other books. So question is that how the company or accountant calculate that particular rate of depreciation. So for that we have a simple formula to calculate the rate of depreciation. So here we have formula. So rate of depreciation is equal to annual depreciation amount into 100 divided by the cost of the asset. If we follow the same practical example to understand the rate of depreciation, so here we have uh, annual depreciation and that amount is 20,000 rupees into 100 and the cost of the asset is 2,50,000. So 20,000 into 100, 20 lakh divided by 2,50,000. If we divide the 20 lakh by the 2,50,000, we get 8. So here the rate of depreciation is 8%. So this is all about the straight line method. So if I summarize this entire video, then first of all we have discussed the concept of depreciation in the previous video. Then after we have discussed the various methods for the calculating the amount of depreciation, and out of that we have discussed the first method, and that method is straight line method, and we have done one practical questions to understand this method, and in the last we also calculate the rate of depreciation and understand the concept of rate of depreciation. In the next video I will upload method second method of depreciation, and that is written down value method of depreciation. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe the channel for the more videos. Thank you so much once again and have a nice day.